Hello and welcome to Pisces Moon Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Kate Leonard, and I'm excited to explore the stars with you. Hi everyone, welcome to the week of August 3rd through August 9th. And hey, happy Lion's Gate. The portal is open and the big day happens on Friday the 8th. So I hope you're all out there manifesting like crazy. I know I'm going to be doing a community ritual for abundance, and that's for any of my existing clients who wanted to be involved. I do these free community workings a few times a year. So if you want to know when those are going on, book a reading with me and then you'll be on that list. I promise not to send you a ton of emails. I literally do this about 3 times a year. But enough with all of that. Thank you for being here. I am super excited to talk about this week because we have a cosmic kite. Oh yeah, one of the best aspect patterns in the sky. I mean, it's a kite, y'all. It's a kite. So let's get into this. Oh, and before I forget, obviously, please follow and give me a great rating and share the podcast. I would be super, super grateful. And yeah, now let's get into the kite. That's all. I just forget to say that sometimes, and that's just not good business, is it? All right. So who's involved? So what's a kite? If you want to see this aspect pattern, go on over to my very free, always free Substack, because every week you guys get the info first, but they get the visuals, right? So this is going to come out on the Thursday before the actual week I'm talking about, on that Sunday. So a few days after you guys get it, the Substack will go up. And if you want to see what a kite is, I mean, you could also just Google it. But if you want to see this one, go over to Substack so you can see exactly what this kite is and all of that. All right. This kite involves Mars, Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. That is close to all of the heavy hitters in the sky. It's not all of them, but it's close to all. And let me tell you, a kite, no matter how heavy the planets, a kite is a positive aspect. We are going to be soaring after this week. So the first thing that's got to happen is on the 6th, Mars is going to move into Libra. Libra's a Venus-ruled sign, so we already know that Mars is not super happy here. He's actually in his detriment. But in this case, it's not such a bad thing because he's not at home. He's in the sign of balance and diplomacy. So we're going to get that Mars passion cooled down just a little bit while he tries to figure out sort of a more diplomatic approach to getting things done. This is absolutely not the worst Mars can be. It's not, him at his wow, passionate best, but it's not bad. It's not bad. And as he forms this aspect, this kite thing, oh my goodness. Okay, so Mars is going to be in Libra, and then he's going to be opposing. Picture that old school kind of kite, the one that's like a crossbar, what is that, a diamond shape? I guess those old school kites were. Picture that, how it's like a little triangle on the top, a big triangle on the bottom, and it's got that crossbar that holds it together. Can you guys picture that? I hope you can. I'm old enough. We used to play with those. Anywho, so we've got Mars in Libra, and he's going to be opposing. He's making that spine of the kite, right? With Saturn and Neptune. They're perfectly conjunct at this time. They are sitting right on top of each other, and they're in Aries. Now, here's the weird thing about this. So we've got Mars in diplomatic Libra trying to figure out a sort of calmer, more balanced way to approach things. And then we've got Saturn who's generally really calm and wants to take things slowly, one step at a time, except he's in Mars-ruled Aries, opposing the ruler. Slow Saturn is in the sign of me, the individual, that I want to do it my way in my time right now, okay? So when we've got an opposition, and especially when it's part of a kite, which is just overall positive, the goal is to find a balance between the two opposing forces. In this case, I think it's going to be really easy to do. We've already got Mars exploring diplomacy, and we've got Saturn, the slowpoke, who is actually all about looking out for the self, looking out for me, and being a little bit revved up only because he's in a Mars-ruled sign, okay? And then we've got Neptune. He's another slow planet because he's the depths of the ocean. He's also in that opposition. But again, it's Aries, so they're not allowed. In Aries, they're not allowed to go so slow. So we already have both ends of this opposition working toward the middle in a way. So this week, we might feel a little bit of push-pull in that I want to go, I want to do things, no slow down. There might be a little of that, but I honestly don't think it's going to be difficult to navigate. So that's the opposition, and that's actually the only tense energy in a kite. Then we have Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius. So you want to get out your natal charts and you want to find Libra, Aries, Gemini, and Aquarius. Let's go ahead and start with the big triangle at the bottom of the kite. This is a grand air trine, meaning that all of the planets are in air signs. So with all of these air signs involved, we already know that this is going to be a week that involves ideas, communication, social interaction. We've got Mars in Libra bringing impassioned diplomacy. Uranus in Gemini is adding unexpected ideas, unexpected social interactions, like bumping into auspicious people, and possibly unexpected, because, it's Uranus, everything unexpected, right? Possibly travel that you didn't know you were going to be doing. Then we've got Pluto in Aquarius, and that is all about deep transformation in some way that is going to better prepare us for moving into the next phase of our lives, okay? So Aquarius is very forward thinking. So with Pluto there, we go through this deep transformation, and that allows us to take this next step. That makes us better able to go where we're actually meant to go. But again, Uranus is involved in this, so where we're going may not be where we thought we were going. It's a really intense air grand trine, and it's going to be super good. So just keep in mind that this part of our kite has to do with networking, exploring new ideas, inspiration, allowing ourselves to grow and change so we can move forward. That's what this is all about. There's going to be synchronicities happening because that's what a grand trine does. So just be on the lookout. And when something comes up that seems like, hey, this is unexpected and I don't know, maybe it's good, go for it. Go for it, because these synchronicities are going to be so amazing. And there's no real downside to a grand trine, but you know me, I do want to just give you a little reminder that Pluto isn't only about transformation. He also unearths what's been buried. So be prepared to let go of some secrets this week. Some stuff could come out. With Uranus involved, though, I honestly don't think that it's going to be like other people tattling on us. And it's like, hey, I thought we had a secret. I don't think it's going to be that. I think we're going to be blowing up our own secrets. Like, I think we're going to finally get to this place because Uranus is the rebel, right? He's like, nah, I'm not dealing with that stuff. I'm not keeping all this stuff buried deep inside me just for somebody else's comfort or to keep the status quo or whatever. Uranus, like, I don't give a darn about the status quo, right? So I think that secrets may come up. It may be that they're just secrets we've been keeping from ourselves, depending on where this is hitting you. Could be stuff that you didn't want to look at about your own self. But one way or another, I think stuff's going to come up from deep inside. But I think it is most likely it's going to be us bringing it up and saying, I am now speaking my truth. I've been holding this. I've been keeping my mouth shut for however long it's been, and I'm not going to do that anymore. Or if it's affecting our first house in any way, it could be like, I have been avoiding this dark issue and this trauma, this secret that I've been holding for my family, my friends, my lover, whatever, and I'm not doing it anymore. So I need to face it. I need to get clear with myself, and then I need to ditch it. However, whatever that means, right? Let go of it. So I did want to warn you, that not warn, that's really the wrong word, but I did want to sort of make you aware that Pluto isn't only transformation. He's also bringing that stuff into the light. Now, here's where things get super interesting. The second triangle, the littler one sitting on top, is made up of Uranus, Pluto, and the combined energy of Saturn and Neptune sitting on top of each other. And in some ways, what's kind of interesting about this is that conjunction is kind of almost sums up what this triangle is about. Saturn is boundaries. Saturn in Aries is setting boundaries that I want to set. Boundaries that work for me. Somebody else is stepping in my space and it doesn't work for me. And that's whatever it is, whatever kind of boundaries in your life, but they serve you. So Saturn sets boundaries, and in Aries, they're really self-protective, if that makes sense. But Neptune is the dissolver of boundaries. This is literally who these guys are, and they're sitting together. So I've talked about this a lot, and this is going to be an ongoing energy for a good long while, because these guys are going to retrograde back into Pisces. They're going to come back into Aries. It's going to be a while that we're dealing with this whole examine your structures, examine your boundaries thing. But this week it's going to be big. Both Saturn and Neptune are retrograde. So this is kind of like going back. We've talked about this one before. Going back over where we've let our boundaries be too loose. Saturn says, let's fix those. But where we've kept them too close, too tight, built walls too high around us, Neptune's like, let's get rid of these, right? Let's dissolve these. I don't like Neptune, so I have to point out, I think it's really funny. Somebody rated the podcast, and thank you. I'm so grateful. But they're like, you got to explain why you don't like Neptune. I get that all the time. And I will actually try to find time to put out a bonus episode, and I will go in deeper to Neptune. I am sorry that I just have to always say it, but I don't like him. Okay, I don't like him. With Neptune there, we're in general not seeing very clearly. And that's part of what I don't like about him. But as part of this kite, I think we're just getting the better side of all the planets. So we've got Uranus saying, no, we're going to blow this stuff up. All these boundaries, all this whatever, we are going to blow this stuff up and start over. And Saturn's there for it. He's like, all right. Neptune's there for it. He's like, I dissolve stuff anyway. Saturn's like, that's cool because I like building stuff. So blow it all up and let's put this thing back together better. Where's Aries? This is about you. Where's Aries? That's going to be the area of life that it's most likely going to be some rebuilding. And then Saturn and Neptune connect to Pluto. So whatever this process is going to be deeply transformative. So again, we get that Plutonian transformation. It's like by really getting free of whatever old stuff we've been clinging to, or Neptune, we haven't been seeing clearly, whatever it is, Uranus is going to blow it up. Pluto is going to say, all right, you are a new person. Let's step up into our new power, this newly constructed power, and let's claim our stuff. And then Pluto crosses over to Uranus. And so it really is about standing in your rebel self and finding your power, but your unique, brilliant, freaky, fantastic power. It's all really, really good. This is such an incredible thing. And it's interesting because there's all this potential with these planets all involved. There's so much potential for conflict. And the kite even has an opposition. But because of the specific placements involved, it's not going to be such a problem. But it's going to be big. It's going to be really big. So if that alone is kind of scary, all I can say is I don't think the actual going through it is going to be scary. And I definitely don't think the coming out the other side is going to be scary. I think we are going to come out more authentic. It's almost like a purification, ditching all the garbage and letting ourselves grow. And yeah, what could be better than that? So don't be scared. Be willing to grab opportunities, be willing to let go of things and speak your mind and stand in your power and all the good stuff. I really think this is so incredible. And grab that kite string and let it just lift you up. I think we are going to soar. Do I think it's all going to happen this week? I don't know that this is all going to be completed by the end of the week, right? I can't say that because I think this is really big stuff. But I think it will all be set in motion this week. And I think, this happening at the same time that we've got the Lion's Gate portal open, which is just like us here on Earth getting super beamed, supercharged with energy. If you didn't listen to my Lionsgate bonus episode, go back and listen to that. But I think this week is magic. I think it's big. I think it's exciting. I think we're going to have breakthroughs and innovative thoughts, great meetings with people. I've already said it all. I'm just so excited. I'm going on and on and on. So I will stop there. I will say thank you so much for listening. I am really grateful. And again, if you would follow and rate and share and do all this stuff, I would be so grateful for that. And yeah, oh my gosh, you know that Mary Poppins song, Let's Go Fly a Kite? I think we all need to put that on and listen to it. I just feel it, don't you? Anyway, until next week, go out and seize the energies of the stars. This is truly my wish for you always. And until I talk to you again, bye.